Now, the reason why I also said I want to give my statement today and go on record, my intention was never to go on record, number one. And I'll tell you why. The threats that's going on, the threats I've received is huge. Just to give you an idea, Friday last week, got calls, to say the person is from the ad hoc committee, they want to see me, but we checked the person out, my security team checked him out, and that person wasn't from the ad hoc committee.
On 24 March 2026, the IDEC arrested 12 senior police generals and a business kingpin. But while the world was looking at Vusumuzi Matlala, the man behind the curtain was preparing for an eNCA exclusive, and his name is Mr. Mkhwanazi. He is the CEO of Medicare24 Holding and is called the business partner of Vusumuzi Matlala. In this video, I wanted us to look at the exclusive interview that he had with eNCA. But before we can go to the exclusive interview, it's very important for us to go through some memory lane to understand all these allegations that have been leveled against Mr. Mkhwanazi. Mkhwanazi has played a very big role in the 360 million tender, the one that Vusumuzi Matlala got from the subs. The one it was revealed later on that it was procured irregular. The one that has landed these 12 officials, including our National Police Commissioner, in serious trouble that now they have to be attending a court case. He's also involved in the EMPD and TMPD, especially EMPD. During the testimony of Julius Mkhwanazi, who's the commissioner, the deputy chief of police at Ekurhuleni, came before the Matlala Commission and the ad hoc committee. And at the Matlala Commission, this is how he explained the role of Mr. Mkhwanazi.
At the level of intention before it is even approved. So at the time, you and Mr. Mkhwanazi were agreeing about the contents of this document. What you have said that it was not intended for members to bear the cost of that service provided by Mr. Mkhwanazi, correct?
Yes.
Who was to bear the cost?
No, it was the contribution that they were contributing towards that.
So neither the members, nor EMPD, nor the city were expected to bear cost?
Yes.
So it was a donation? It was a gift, a grant, it was, what can I call it?
Service.
Yeah, but you are deriving a benefit for which you bear no cost. And I understand perhaps it was out of the kindness of Mr. Mkhwanazi's heart. I don't have a difficulty with that.
And that's of the engagement.
Yes.
Engaged, yes.
So you are so nice as to offer members of EMPD this service for free, both for the members and for EMPD.
Yes, remember, I've said again, when I was talking, it was the issue of them gaining publicity, gaining recognition, and
now, how many members did EMPD have at the time? Rough estimate?
It was before 500. It was 2 point something.
What's 2 point?
It did not only end there that Mr. Mkhwanazi assisted with certain services.
That was the purpose of this MOU?
Yes.
Okay. Now, who is the author of this document?
It was between Mike and project officer for them, but I happened to have access of it and read it. That's why I signed it as a supporting towards the deputy chief and the chief of police.
So, if I recall from what you said this morning, Superintendent Fontaine was the project officer in Chief Mapia's office.
Yes.
So, to my question now, you suggest that this document was authored by two people, one of whom is Mkhwanazi, that we were talking about earlier, correct? And
yes.
Superintendent Fontaine.
And me, I must be included.
Oh, so you are the third author?
Yes.
Okay, let's start with Mkhwanazi. What role did he play in drafting this document?
No, he raised whatever that he's having and draft, you see, and send for us to peruse and check where we're having challenges and everything.
Okay.
And send to whoever.
What role did Superintendent Fontaine play?
It was to facilitate and check where and take it to the chief of police again. So, take it to the seniors, deputy chief and chief of police, so that they can check and comment and say, no, we are going ahead or we are not going ahead with it. You see, but after it has came to me.
Oh, so just to you first?
Yes. Because I was communicating with her. Okay. I'm the one who was communicating with her.
No, I appreciate that. We'll get there.
Yes.
So if you say her responsibility was to refer the document to Chief Mapieye. When I ask about authors, why do you call her one of the co-authors of this document? If her job was just to deliver it to Chief Mapieye as a project officer in Chief Mapiye's office, why do you call her an author? Why do you make her part of the creation of this document?
No, that's why when you said who's the creator, I agree that it's Mike. Then he sent to us. That's why I'm saying it's Mike. You see,
Oh, so you
it was just to comment here and there and change whereas and take it to another place to take it there. Remember, it was still going to take long processes before approved, but now we're still taking it internally.
Now, I'm more interested about who created it. You gave us the impression that it was Van Wyk and Superintendent Fontaine.
No.
Those are the people who created the document.
No, let me correct it. It was Van Wyk.
Okay, it was Van Wyk.
Take it to us, yes.
When you received it, did you make any contribution to the document?
No, I just read because it was what we discussed in terms of their contribution and in terms of helping us as the department. And I felt it is going to benefit us as EMPD or as the department, you see. And I know that in terms of comments and everything, it's supposed to, there's a process in the municipality that...
Sorry, I apologize. We'll get to the processes following.
He's also the one, apparently, who drafted those MOUs, those irregular, illegal MOUs that were drafted because he wanted to apparently provide pro bono services to the Ekurhuleni municipality.
It's exactly at that point.
Yes.
So this entity is owned by Mr. Matlala, but you go to Mr. Van Wyk
Yes.
when you want CAD VIP protection services to assist. So I want to understand why Mr. Van Wyk and not Mr. Matlala.
Yes. When you enter at the Medicare, when you enter at Boxback Medicare24, there are photos of all the directors, you see. Next to Mr. Mike Van Wyk, there's a photo of Mr. Matlala. You see, and there are other, I think there were about 10 photos of those directors, you see. But my guys have already briefed me what he works with. Mike said, Mike, no, it's fine. No, man, Commissioner, there's something that I jumped, but said I'm summarizing, you see. But I'll talk to that. Let me finish this one so that it will be clear. Then he said to me, no, I can arrange a meeting with Vus. But I went there twice, Commissioner. Once there's these photos, I saw him twice there. But I didn't know because there were a lot of them were making up and down. But you could see that, oh, this one is this one, this one is this one, this one is this one, you see. But I was there just to talk to Mike and communicate with Mike.
This man is the friends, or you can say he's very close with Julius Mkhwanazi. He's actually the one who ended up introducing Matlala to the Ekurhuleni.
You rolled out the red carpet. Had it not been for that first meeting between yourself and Mike Van Wyk, Matlala wouldn't have found his fingers into the city. Am I correct that you opened the door to all of this?
He provided...
You were the first one who engaged him.
Not all of this. Let us correct it. He provided service once. The state of the city, it was that thing and nothing happened.
And as if that was enough, we also found out at the ad hoc committee from the evidence leader who asked Julius Mkhwanazi regarding Mr. Van Wyk. And this is how he answered regarding his relationships with Mr. Van Wyk.
He stepped into the EMPD with no contractual relationship. He was in talks regarding a proposal that he had to work with the city, but there was nothing in place at that point. But he's spending money on EMPD, up to about 300,000 to make photocopies in preparation for exams. Do you think that Mike had become some type of guardian angel at the EMPD? Mr. Mike Van Wyk.
No, thank you, Advocate. I can't say a guardian angel, but he assisted.
But he was providing free services to the EMPD.
He did that, madam. He did that.
Matlala also was asked about his relationship with Mr. Van Wyk, even though he refused to delve deep. But this is what he told us when he appeared at the ad hoc committee.
by my colleague who me and him, we stay in the same estate. So he is the CEO of Medicare24 Holdings. So he approached me and he said to me, there's a business opportunity in Medicare24. So
your friend is that Mr. Van Wyk that you're referring to?
yes,
And Mr. Van Wyk and his other partner, what was his name?
Rian Venter.
Rian Venter and Mr. Van Wyk. Are they the founders of the Healthcare24 holding company?
Mike Van Wyk, he is the founder.
Mike Van Wyk.
Yes.
So when did you first meet him?
Say around 2017.
2017.
Yes. 2016, 2017, somewhere there.
Is he and Venter, are they the ones who first approached you?
Yes.
Why do you think they would have approached you?
It's a business opportunity.
Just as a business opportunity?
Yes.
And at that stage, 2017, we know that you have an interest in several companies as a director, as a shareholder. But was your big business interest still the VIP protection service?
Yes, by then, yes.
By then?
Yes.
And they approached you?
Yes.
What was your reaction to when they approached you? This is a bit far removed from what you do in business.
Yeah, I think maybe if I can elaborate further.
Please.
So what they wanted to do is he first asked me, what do I do for a living? And I told him that, listen, besides the security thing, I do RFQs, meaning I supply medical equipment to hospitals. So then when I mentioned the word hospitals, then maybe that's when I got his attention, because he's also into healthcare. Then he told me that, listen, we want to expand to, we want to send proposals to manage clinics which are in the townships. But since you are black and maybe you can have a much more advantage than us, so why don't you register the company for you? And then you get business and we do the management, and then you can take the rest.
So what was the quid pro quo? It sounds like, and you can comment on it, and sounds like they wanted you to front for them and secure business because who you were, and you're black, African, and you could tender for business. You get the business and they would administer this business. Was that the deal?
No, that's not the deal. What I believe, if someone is fronting, I don't think you'll be 100% in charge of their finances.
All of these allegations are very serious, especially since we saw all the people in the dock, but not Mr. Mike Van Wyk. Now we are seeing him having this exclusive interview. Hopefully he will answer to all the questions that we have. Or would it just be another story or another interview of him just wasting our times and not coming into giving us the real truth of what is actually going on, and how is his relationship with Mkhwanazi Matlala, and how is it that he is not arrested? He's not amongst the people that are supposed to be arrested. Has he turned state witness? These are the questions that I don't know if you have, but I have. For us to get those answers, let me play this exclusive interview by eNCA.
Number of allegations leveled against you, and like my colleague Naba said, this is an opportunity to set the record clear. You feel as though you haven't had your chance to tell us your story, so it can begin now. Who is Mike Van Wyk?
I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Medicare24 Holdings and Public Services. So it's two different companies, and it's totally a different company from Medicare24 Tshwane district. I've been managing this company now for many, many years. I've been in the industry for 50 years at this point of time. And my job is to take the company, to lead them, and to make sure operations run. Now, the reason why I also said I want to give my statement today and go on record, my intention was never to go on record, number one. And I'll tell you why. The threats that's going on, the threats I've received, is huge. Just to give you an idea, Friday last week, got calls, to say the person is from the ad hoc committee, they want to see me, but we checked the person out, my security team checked him out, and that person wasn't from the ad hoc committee as far as we can understand and see.
Sorry, you can carry on, but I just want to show the viewers this graphic that we've created. I think we've received a message that you got,
yes.
And our viewers can have a look at that. We created a graphic, and this is a message we understand came from an individual called Tami Dube, who actually then sends a message to say that, Mr. Van Wyk, just a quick tip off, please just read and delete. These idiots are doing everything to get everything on you, including trying to hack in your phone and chat like that. If you get any SMSs or emails asking you to click or confirm, I think perhaps he says don't do it. But that's the message we got from some of our sources as well. Can you confirm this message?
Yeah, that message came through this afternoon actually. So, it's very difficult because you're trying to stay out of light due to the fact that I've been working with the authorities for more than a year now. May will be a year that I've been dealing with authorities. And due to the fact of the threats on my life, we said, let's keep me out of the press. I'm not going to reply on WhatsApps or SMSs or Facebook or whatever. The time will come when we can make a statement. And unfortunately, I was contacted yesterday by Mr. Jeff Weeks and gave me till 8 o'clock tonight to reply. We stated, and what's ironic from the whole thing, Mr. Weeks wouldn't have been in this story as far as he have been if it wasn't for the healthcare industry that gave him information more than, I would say, 14 months back already. And the reason why we gave it to Mr. Weeks was very simple. Because we couldn't stand back as an industry to see small businesses being destroyed, staff hanging on Mr. Matlala's lips, because, including myself, we were very scared of him. We knew the rumors. So he gave me opportunity right up to tonight, 8 o'clock, and then this morning he just released it. So he took the whole video clips that I'm sure you're going to show the audience now out of a light. He didn't ask me anything about it. He didn't want a question. And when I told him, but you understand we're under investigation, I'm dealing with authorities, and I've dealt with you, it was just, it's his job.
I wanted to say that's his job, and we may not be privy of the discussions or information you guys had, and it's his responsibility to give you the questions, which he did. We'll come back to that. But I want to know, what's your relationship with the suspended Deputy Chief of EMPD, Julius Mkhwanazi, and Vusi Matlala?
So with Julius, he's been very involved in my clinic. He's in our area. We helped him through COVID operations. I'm sure you all saw all the articles on social media that was not correct in any way. But I assisted him personally when he got COVID, and his family. So we became colleagues. I started to know him. I started to understand him. And, I used Mr. Julius. I used him in the sense of when I was out with my security details and they were busy with operations, they would have asked us to do drug tests at schools. Can you come assist? We have people under the influence. We helped as far as we could. So when I had the opportunity to ask him a favor back, to say, listen, I have a client that I'm looking after. He has huge problems with traffic at the airport because he has 6 to 7, 8 vehicles always on him, and he has always problems on his way to Joburg and Sandton with his entourage. Can you assist? He said, yes. I did the introduction video that I sent to my client, and my client met with him. What the decisions was couldn't have been positive because he didn't use him afterwards.
So what business dealings did you have with him and EMPD?
So the only business dealing that we were busy with is I did a proposal for the MEC of Safety and Security, the chief of the EMPD and himself, where he said they didn't have the vehicles, they didn't have the manpower, and I said, why don't we start a reserve force? This was laid to the table for the eNCA of safety and the chief of police that stage, and the answer was, guys, there's no funds, we can't do it. After we said it wouldn't have needed funds, it would be a community project. That was the absolute last dealings we had, you know, with EMPD.
So what constituted that agreement? Because from the transcripts I pulled from the commission and ad hoc committee as well, Mkhwanazi, who's on suspension, had been accused of facilitating unauthorized agreements, including a memoranda of understanding with some of these companies, including Medicare24, and the commission heard that the municipality had no formal agreement with the companies to establish these kind of business dealings.
The only agreements was to do the drug test for schools, and if they did a roadblock, you know, to help with people being tested for alcohol and whatever. That was the only agreements. The other agreements he had with Tshwane, that was with Mr. Vusikat Matlala. There I can't answer the agreements they did.
Can I ask a question,
Yes,
please?
of course.
Who at the EMPD, outside your stated name of Julius Mkhwanazi, would you have been communicating with for the purposes of offering a service, paid or unpaid?
Normally it would have been with the ground people, you know, the normal officers, when they would say, listen, we have an operation, can you assist us? And I said, yeah, 100%, speak to the chief. That was Julius.
What does that mean?
That means they have operation, a drug bus, they're going to schools, or listen, they have a big roadblock for people testing for driving under the influence, and that would be from the normal people on the floor, you know, the normal.
Here's why I asked that question. There are people, obviously, we have been hearing for the last however many months, ostensibly carrying authority on behalf of the municipality, when in reality they do not, or on behalf of the Metro Police, when in reality they do not. Outside Mr. Julius Mkhwanazi, which names can you remember now that you have engaged in the course of you getting business or proposing for the purposes of soliciting business with either of those entities?
Only with Julius.
Very well.
We'll come back. Your relationship with Vusikat Matlala, when does it start? When did it start? How do you know him? And we'll get into what we're seeing currently with the 12 officers in court in the business and the companies in court as well, and James Murray.
So myself and Vusi's relationship is many, many years back. Many, 15 years, 16 years. We stayed in the same estate. I met him at a car wash with my son. Beautiful cars, you know, flashy cars. Got introduced and we became friends. And that was our dealings for a long time until he came to me and said, listen, he wants to go into the healthcare. And I know all the speculations that was made outside, but it's not true. He wanted to go into healthcare. We said, look, there's a franchise. And the franchise went to, listen, I want to buy you out eventually in the whole process. So that's how I knew Vusi.
And what happened from there onwards?
Well, he got the tender in June 2025. He got the tender in June 2025. We were asked to assist in the sense of we would have run the operations in totality for him. I was asked to do the tender on his behalf. We made it extremely clear in the tender committee that we are the operating company. And if you look in the PowerPoint presentations that was sent afterwards to SAPS and that I had at that point of time, it states clear, here's all the documents, this is the difference between the companies, and that we are operating company, because he had no clue of running operations.
What are the names of the companies in question here?
Medicare Holdings.
Medicare Holdings as operating company,
as the operating
of
company
the tender.
Of the tender.
And who actually secured the tender?
The tender was actually secured by Tshwane.
Medicare24, Tshwane
Tshwane District Pty Limited, yes.
And one is a subsidiary of the other. Is that correct?
No, 24 Tshwane District is a company totally on its own, fully owned by Mr. Vusikat Matlala. Own registration number, own bankings, everything.
I just want to record. So these two companies, the fact that they both have Medicare24 is nothing more than a coincidence.
Brand. It's all about the brand.
Very
Remember,
well.
he wanted to buy the franchise, and that went into wanted to buy the whole company. That never happened.
Very well.
The memoranda of understanding, as far as we understand, we've seen, provided your cars to have red lights. Do your company use red lights meant for emergency?
Yeah, our medical response vehicles definitely had red lights on, but no blue lights.
On this memoranda?
No. So our vehicles had red lights because, remember, we work through the Health Professional Council of South Africa. So I didn't need any memorandums of him to get red lights in any way. We had red lights in our vehicles, in our medical response vehicles.
And you continue to provide work for the municipality based on this memoranda?
Well, we always assisted the community, maybe with SAPS, maybe with the EMPD, like all security companies and healthcare companies did in the area.
And who authorized this?
Well, you get invited to a forum, so there would be a massive, let's say there's a massive operation. All security companies will be involved. The EMS services, the private companies will be involved. You get briefed on what is the situation. Let's say there was a strike or something coming, where they want you, how they want you, so you get involved. Okay. And that would come through the EMPD itself.
The memorandum also provided for your company with the use of blue lights. Did your company use blue lights?
No, not at all.
And on the 300,000 donation of stationery to the EMPD, can you touch on that as well?
Yeah, definitely. It was just, I think COVID was in its third stage or fourth stage. Yeah. And he told me, listen, we have zero documentation and books for our training department. We're starting the new intakes for the Tshwane, for the EMPD police officers. Can you assist with printing? And I said, no problem. They use normally to printing like normal prints would have done. We did it in book form. We printed it proper in book forms and gave it to him.
So all of this with the services your company provided, what benefits were accrued to your company?
Nothing. I've received awards in Boksburg for many, many years. I've been in Indonesia with tsunamis, no rewards there. I've been in Mozambique floods, no rewards. I've been in Haiti, disaster management, no rewards. This is who I am. I give people things in life. If you look what we did in COVID, and you look at Jacaranda, what we did, and the awards they gave us, we gave free assistance to people in need.
Was the relationship with Mkhwanazi beneficial to your company?
No, not at all. In no sense.
Yeah.
Before we continue on what is clearly an important feature of this conversation, where you are clarifying questions that remain lingering, and I'm grateful for you to take the opportunity to answer the questions frankly and to set the record straight.
Sure. Mr. Vidvik, so Julius told the ad hoc that you had a proposal which included the assistance of EMPD officers in running blood work for drunken drivers. Was this work ever executed?
Once.
Based on what agreement?
Just no. There was no physical signed agreement that I signed.
Yeah.
It was on can you assist, and that's what I did. There was agreements he drafted that I know about, but I was never involved face to face in the sense of getting through a committee and being questioned or anything.
So who from the city, apart from him, did you meet regarding this? Because the allegation is that Mkhwanazi signed the MOU and no one from the city knew about it.
The MEC of Safety and Security.
Name and surname?
I can't remember.
What year?
4 years back.
Political party?
I had no idea.
Okay.
And then the chief that suspended as well. Mapie. I met with him in his office with the MEC.
What year?
4.5 years back, the same time, in the same office. With Julius, we discussed it, as I explained previously, on the reserve force and the services that we can deliver. And as I said, it was said not going ahead. End of story.
Yeah, okay, but you just said that you, of course, did provide the service when it came to the running of blood for drunken drivers as well. On what accord or agreement was this based on?
Just a phone call and say, can we assist?
Yeah.
Can I engage Mr. Van Wyk? Here's what he's probably trying to establish from what you have said. You haven't entered into a contract through a tender process. We haven't referred to it anyway. You have, to the extent that you have offered services, you maintain your position that these have been gratuities, favor to your community.
Correct.
And the entry point of these gratuities to either the municipality or EMPD is through and always with Mr. Mkhwanazi. Is that correct?
That's 100% correct.
How would you secure beyond that any work?
We have huge amount of contracts outside there with corporate services, with manufacturing services, with mining industries.
Any with a specific municipality?
No municipalities.
So there is
we never dealt with government before.
So you don't have an existing contract with EMPD or Ekurhuleni itself. So you would not have, on present facts or any time before, any claim against the municipality or EMPD?
Not at all.
All right.
So isn't Mkhwanazi then lying or omitting or not being truthful by saying that, because he says on record, Mike Van Wyk, a Medicare24 director, drafted the MOU between the company and the municipality. Van Wyk co-directed Medicare24 with Matlala, and they authored the drafting of the MOU, which proposed strategic partnership and assistance to EMPD members injured on duty.
That was discussed, as I said, with the MEC of Safety and Security and the Chief. The drafting he spoke about there in that document where Kat Matlala came into the whole picture, that was done without my knowledge. I wasn't involved in that discussions at all, whatever they discussed.
So when did you find out that this was done in the absentia of your knowledge?
On TV.
And did you open a case?
No, we didn't open a case. As I said, I've been busy now with the authorities from May, exactly 3 days after Kat's arrest.
Yes.
So that discussions happened there.
What is the discussion with the authorities?
I cannot go into much detail due to the fact that it's a London investigation.
Because the only plausible view from this would be that your company entered into an irregular MOU and top senior officers within the municipality say they were not aware about this. And this could be also be akin to fraud as well. What do you have to say about that?
Well, if you look at fraud, there should have been money going from one hand to another. There's no fraud at all. There's no fact that we harmed in any way any person. We did a service delivery that most of the community, private industries out there on the East Rand does it in any way. For municipality, traffic police officers, for SAPs. So it's not a once-off.
Can I just ask,
of course.
When you were selling what I believe is the franchise, right, of Medicare to Vusimuzi Matlala, were you under the impression that he was a legitimate businessman and that you would have, you know, your name would not be coming up in a scenario where we're now questioning this contract that's with millions of rands with the SAPS? Were you under the impression that he was a legitimate businessman, and are you still under that impression?
Look, when I met him, he was a legitimate businessman. He did dealings in healthcare products, but not healthcare management. Huge difference. You know, when he spoke to me about the contract and he's going into the contract, he wanted to open a business. He wanted to achieve success. And I believed him. But it changed in the first month.
How so?
Well, clearly, you know, as the CEO, you need to have input in funds. You need to have input in bank accounts. You need to have inputs in what is done. We didn't have privilege to that. We were actually the workers making sure things happen.
Yeah. And you speak about him being a dangerous man. What do you mean by that?
I think it's just all the gossip in the passages. You know,
you have not had an experience?
No.
Yeah.
I've been threatened due to the fact that I resigned. In September, I resigned from Medicare24 Tshwane district. And I resigned, and he sent me a threatening WhatsApp in November, December.
Which year?
Last year.
Last year.
Yeah,
okay.
Just before the business
what
closed.
Was your
the year before, 24. Yeah, before they closed.
What was the position from which you were
consulting chief executive officer for Medicare24 Tshwane district. So my company, Holdings and Public Services, asked me to assist in this contract as we would have been the operating company, and due to the fact that he wanted to purchase us.
So there's a time where at Medicare24 Holdings and Tshwane District, Medicare24 Tshwane District, you were holding an official CEO position and here a consulting CEO position.
Correct.
Would that never have raised any form of conflict for you?
Well, it didn't raise any conflict because remember, his aim was to purchase the business. For us, it would have been vital to make sure he's successful in what he does and make sure when the business are bought, it's not only for this contract, it's for all the other contracts that's in place and that staff has jobs, you know, going forward.
Can we circle back? So you've met this guy a long time ago. You know after a month he's a dangerous guy. And you go into the kinds of contracts that we are talking about now. When should the penny have dropped, or when did the penny drop?
So, you know, it's very easy to make a statement like that, but let me explain it. You know, in the first 2, 3, 4 years that I knew him, there was nothing to fear about. You know, there was no danger that I heard about, whatever, until I started doing business with the man. Then you started to realize, but the webs he had on people, the influence he had on people, you know, you become very wary, and, you know, we saw people that exit and, you know, their life was miserable after it. I don't want to go into details.
When you say exit, what do you mean?
If they resign from a business
Oh, I see.
or in any dealings, you know, you started to realize what the problem is, and you saw the pressure that became on that people, and you realized if you're going to put pressure here, you're going to get pressure 10 times. I'm a single dad, 2 sons, there's no ways I'm going to put my life in danger.
And all this time, given the numerous reports extensively as well from News24's Jeff Wicks on the Tembisa scandal, on the links between the murder of Babita Diokoran in 2021 and of course to Vusimuzi Matlala. My colleague Stindo Masikane has also been digging there. You've never caught wind of this because you say you only resigned, correct me, last year as the Medicare24.
It was the year,
yes.
And he closed in May, I think.
And Babita was murdered in 2021. There's been wide range of media reports, and you say you never ever got wind of the fact that there was such against.
I asked him straight out, you know, because we won't go into business. And he said he had no dealings with this.
And you believed it?
And we believed him. There was no reason not to believe him. You know, as I said, if you meet Vusi, you will sit with a man that has a power when he sits down and speaks to you, and you will realize that he's a businessman. He wants to go somewhere in life. And you see a very nice and bright side of the man until you start doing business, physically business with the man. Then you see a different picture.
I'm sorry, with respect.
Yes,
I think the correct view would be to say that even before you get to do business with someone, you ought to research, right? To understand who's this person, the charges he's possibly facing, the investigations against him, the media reports, and you say you did nothing about that. And I think that's hard to believe.
For me, look, in the end of the day, if you do business with a person and there's news articles out in social media, and we all know social media can sometimes blow things up, and maybe, you know, if you get what I'm trying to explain. But if you go look at his history from this story came out that he killed a person and whatever, and when we started to deal, alleged, 4 years. If something would have happened in 4 years, they would have arrested the man. That's my view on it. They would have arrested the man for murder, you know, for this murder he did.
But were you not worried about how this would have a bad dental reputation on your business as well? I mean, look what you find yourself in right now.
Right now, in science, it's very easy to say something like that. When you sit on this side, it's very easy now to look back and say, were you stupid? Didn't you think, you know?
That's why I asked that question. When did the penny drop that for me, Van Wyk, and for my business, Medicare24 Holdings, it's no longer tenable to be engaging with Mr. Matlala?
In September
of last year,
the year prior,
2024.
2024.
So when last have you met him? When last did you speak to him? What was that conversation? Has there been a formal severance of the relationship socially and professionally?
So when I resigned, I didn't speak to him till that December. And in that period, we saw what was going on. I had to go back to the company, said to me, listen, there's a huge amount of debt outstanding from Mr. Vusi's company to our company for operational services. Go fetch the money. I went back and I saw by February, March, I reported back to the board of directors, his board of directors, that the company is in a downward spiral and it cannot be saved.
You had resigned at that stage, right?
Yes, and they said, put me back onto the role in January.
So who courted who? Did you go on the strength of the fact that Holdings was owed money, or because Tshwane District was struggling post your term and as a result you were called by his board? Which of these happened?
My board asked me to go back, to go fetch our money and the businesses that we involved into this whole operation. So remember, this is a huge operation, the SAPS contract.
I accept.
And there is a lot of mom and pop companies outside there, huge. And we know the companies. And these people were owed not hundreds of thousands, millions of rands.
So what does it mean to go and fetch your money, go back and fetch the money? So how would that look like in a corporate governance context?
To go back and to say, guys, look at your debt. Look at your debt. Your debt needs to be paid. You're sitting here with a 120-day deficit already. Why are you not paying the debts? Where's the money going? You need to sort out the companies you use services for, because if you do not pay your service providers, how are you going to get service in a month from now? Because there's only so much service providers in the industry. Healthcare may seem to people to a massive industry. It's not that big in the sense of service providers outside there. So you need to look after your service providers. And he messed it up. My job was to go fetch the money in a sense of convince him, start paying your suppliers. And that didn't work by February. I could see there's no way this is going to work.
Did you get your money?
We got 60% back.
Which is how much?
Million.
When?
We got it back in February.
Which year?
This year, I think.
This year.
Yeah, he went bankrupt. Yeah, I think in May.
What do you mean he went bankrupt?
He's going to be bankrupt. There's no money in the account. So.
And how do you know that?
Well, very easy. He couldn't pay the staff. He couldn't pay us. I received salary from him twice in the whole period that I was involved in that business. The staff that worked there, we had to beg for money, month by month by month, fights by fights by fights. And that was also one of the reasons I left. Because how do you face people that work from 6 o'clock in the morning till 10, 11 at night because of the operations, because of all the orders that came through, let's call it orders for this purpose. You need to process it, you need to get providers, you need to make appointments with doctors nationally or national-wide. How do you do it? And all you get is promises. I'll pay you, I'll pay you. And then I know funds are in the account. How do I know it? Because you will tell us, we got funds. And then the next moment, sorry guys, there's no funds available.
All right. So we've also obtained these 2 videos.
Yeah.
From people we've been speaking to and verify the authenticity of these videos.
Yeah.
I want to play these 2 videos so we can have a look. It takes us back to Ekurhuleni as well.
Yeah.
I think the team has lined up these videos. We can play it now. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We should play these videos.
Yeah.
And we're just going to play the videos. If you want to talk over them, you do so. If you want to wait until the videos are done for you just to respond, we won't ask you a question. We're going to play 2 videos, one after the other.
Okay. 100.
Right.
Hi George, just a quick video. I want to introduce you to General Julius from Ekurhuleni. He's the head of the EMPD on this side. I think this is a person I would love to introduce you so you can have a one-on-one with him so that your transport problems can be sorted out. He also have all the contacts for Tshwane in JMPD due to his rank and everything. So yeah, I would just like to introduce you to Julius and then we all can get together and you guys can talk and it's a good connection to have.
That's the first video. There's another one that we would like to play, please. And again, I remind you, whatever comes to mind that you feel is appropriate for you to let us, and by extension,
Can we
the public.
discuss this one first?
Okay.
Maybe?
No, let's play the 2. So
Let's play
perhaps
the
the
second.
context
Yeah.
might be the same. Let's play the second one, please.
Hey Julius, I hope you have a warm day like we have here. You know, it's warm. This fan of mine's not working so lekker. I don't know if it's because it's hard. I'm not sure what it's doing. Anyway, I have another one here. Let's put this one here and try this one. Oh, it's also hard. I'm going to spend this money now. Please tell me where we going. Have a lucky day.
Clearly it was hot.
Mr.
It's very hot. So let's look at it. I mean, there's a serious allegations and serious videos. I have been questioned by the authorities on these videos. And I think that's where my problem started with these videos that came out, is that Mr. Weeks knew exactly what I was busy with the authorities, as I said, for more than a year, prior to the commission, that I'm busy with the authorities. They knew about these videos. We had discussions. They understood my explanations. The fact that you leak videos like this, and I will go into detail, but I want to make this comment.
Who would have leaked the videos?
Who leaked it?
Yeah, who do you think would have?
Well, look at the letter. I think we did send you in the voicemails we got from a person that said he was from the ad hoc committee. On Friday, he sent it clearly he's going to leak it in the one voicemail.
So you're saying an individual who works or is part of the ad hoc committee team said he would leak this video?
Yeah, he states he's part of the ad hoc committee.
Yeah, he states that, And he alleges he's...
He alleges, And then suddenly, Wicks phoned me, you know, and asked me about this, and I said to him, Wicks, with all respect, you know that the industry has been giving you information now for more than a year on this whole case. You know the scenarios, you know that I've been investigated, you know the questions that I've been asked. You're putting a target on my back. I've even shared with you the videos where they try, or my risk was threatened at my house a few times. Not once, 5 times. Let's get to the videos. On the first video, where you see I speak to Julius, that is a total, and that's why I wanted the, what is the right word, the opportunity to speak to Jeff Weeks and tell him, right, let's go through the videos and let's go through the discussions. But as you know, he gave me time until 8 o'clock tonight. He dropped it this morning, the bombshells, outside in the space of social media. On the video with Julius that I sit there, I spoke about a client that I have And this client had a huge amount of detail and security on him at all times. Huge problems at the airport, normally with parking. Huge problems when he's on his way to Sandton or EMPD. There's always a problem with parking. And I said, this is the right man to speak to. I sent the video to him after the introduction to my client. My client said, right, set up a meeting. I set up the meeting for them. What was discussed? I was not privileged to be in that meeting. Was the meeting successful? I don't think so. Because afterwards, we still had to organize parkings. And 4 months after that, my contract was in any way ended with that client due to choices of our side. I'll
just confirm very quickly, we do have literally 2 minutes left of the conversation.
Can I use the second one?
Just quickly go through it, and I just want to need to wrap up.
The second video you can see is 4 years back. You can see on my age and my face, you can see I was in a very good space. In hindsight, looking back, I was stupid. I did a favor for Vusi. He phoned me. I was on my way to Menlyn. He asked me, can I pop into his office? Myself and my fiance had passed away a few months after that. We're sitting in his office and he said, listen, can you please get Julius to phone me? And I said, I'm not speaking to him, or he hasn't spoken to me in months. He said, well, get him here. And he put the money down. He says, make him a video. Out of stupidity, I made a video and sent it to him. And that was the video.
But that doesn't make sense. Why didn't you say no?
I didn't think, before respect. And that's what I'm saying, out of stupidity. I didn't know about this contracts coming up. I didn't know of anything. Remember, we talk about 4 years back. Longer than 4 years back.
Okay. Ngaba's going to punish me, and Slee, I need to wrap. Two last questions.
No, one question, Bule.
One, are you going to appear before the Matlala Commission? And two, the cops that were in the dock just recently, the men and women in blue, do you have any sort of dealings with them?
The only dealings I had was on the committee tender meeting. James Murray hasn't been a director for the past 3 years of Medicare24 Holdings. He worked directly for Medicare24 Tshwane District. And that's you asked, the cops. That's the only place I saw them. Was
and
on
the Matlala Commission, if summoned, will you appear? Have you been summoned?
We've been dealing with the commission for the past 5 months already.
So they're saying they're going to call you?
So I think
We've
essentially
been dealing with them for 5 months.
What we have right now is there are questions that are bandied about, some credible, some from sources that you are of the view are not worthy of engaging further. Your company, or at least the name of your company, features prominently in the fact that 12 members of the South African Police Services, together with other entities, are now before law enforcement agencies, and you are a name that punctuates these conversations. How would you like, if this was your final opportunity to say anything to anyone, to want them to work with in clearing your name and distancing yourself to any of the wrongdoing that keeps being attributed to you?
I think the truth will be revealed very quickly. You know, to fix your name with so much publicity is very difficult. And in the fact that you couldn't go and fix your name because of the threats, and that I'm working with the authorities, it's very difficult as well. The fact that the Medicare24 has been brought up the whole time and not Medicare24 Tshwane District has totally damaged our name, our brand.
But you were there. That's the challenge that people probably would have.
But it was a 24 Tshwane operations. And I think the last thing that's very important is that, you know, as I said, 2-3 days after his arrest, we were discussing already this with the authorities that we've been dealing with.
Very well.
And for us it was, let's get the integrity right. Let's play open cards. Let's do what's good. We didn't have a problem to put the map out to make sure that this all comes out.
I have to unfortunately
I just want to ask the last question before he's going to punish me. Have you turned state witness or going section 204 for this current case, right?
I cannot answer you.
Thank you.
Mr. Van Wyk, thank you for your time.